Hi there. Thank you for being here with me today. If you're in your 50s, 60s, or even your 70s, I'd like to ask you to take a few minutes to pause with me. Not to sit through a lecture, no, but to simply take a quiet moment to look inward together. To reflect on something we all know deep down, yet so often overlook: stress. Have you ever felt like you just don't have the energy you used to, that the smallest things can set you off? You get irritable, you sleep poorly, you don't even feel like eating. A patient of mine, Mr. Richard, he's 68, once told me something I'll never forget. He said, "I wake up at 3 a.m., not because I'm in pain, not because I'm hungry, but because my mind just won't stop racing, and I don't know what to do with that feeling." You see, at our age, our bodies have gone through millions of heartbeats, billions of breaths. They've been faithful companions through the years, and yet stress, something that seems to live only in the mind, can quietly make your heart beat faster, raise your blood pressure, weaken your immune system, and rob you of deep, restful sleep. I trained at Johns Hopkins, one of the top medical schools in the country. There we were taught everything: how to diagnose, prescribe, measure, all the vital signs. But it took me 30 years of working with thousands of older adults to truly understand this. Healing isn't just about prescriptions, it's about how we care for the mind that lives in the body. A study from the US National Institutes of Health found that older adults who live in a constant state of stress have more than double the risk of heart disease and cognitive decline. And here's the scary part. Stress doesn't always show up as shouting or panic. Sometimes it whispers, as quiet worry about your kids, or anxiety over money, or just a heaviness in the heart that you can't quite name. Now, I'm not here to tell you don't worry. That's easy to say, hard to do. But I do want to ask you this. When was the last time you stepped outside for a walk, without your phone? When was the last time you took a deep breath, like really deep, and exhaled slowly? Those small things, they are the most powerful medicine we forget to take. You know, I have this simple habit. Every morning, before I drink my coffee, before I check my emails, I sit, just for 5 minutes. I don't do anything fancy. Sometimes I hear birds. Sometimes I hear nothing at all. But in that silence, I feel my body breathing. I feel alive. And that, my friend, is something I never want to take for granted again. You don't need to meditate like a Tibetan monk. All it takes is 10 quiet minutes, maybe a walk through the park, a bit of gardening, or just listening to a song you love. That small pause in your day. It's not a luxury. It's survival. You've been through so much in life. You've taken care of everyone else for so long. So now, in this deeply meaningful chapter of your life, I want you to ask yourself, am I truly caring for my mind the way it deserves? I've seen it with my own eyes, patients who, after just a few weeks of light meditation, gentle breathing, or simply adjusting their daily routine, their blood pressure drops, their sleep deepens, and most importantly, they feel alive again. Not just existing, living. Now, I won't promise you'll be stress-free. Life still brings waves. But I will promise this: if you give yourself one small habit each day to release your mind, you will change your health journey from the inside out. And if there's only one thing you take away from me today, let it be this. A healthy mind is the very first key to a healthy body. Give yourself the peace you deserve. And if this message spoke to you, share it with someone you care about. Because maybe, just maybe, they need this gentle reminder too. I'm Dr. William, and I'm always here walking this path with you, on your journey to a life that's not just longer, but calmer and richer in peace. Take good care of yourself. You truly deserve it. See you in the next episode. I love watching people take walks early in the morning. There's something so peaceful about those slow, steady steps. No rush, no noise, Just two lifelong companions, quietly stepping into a brand new day together. You know the human body was made to move. Bones, joints, muscles, they all need motion to keep blood-flowing organs nourished and the mind sharp. But the sad thing is, when we retire, when the kids are grown and gone, when life no longer requires us to move, many of us stop moving altogether. I once asked a patient, her name was Linda, 74, "Do you walk much these days?" She gave a soft half smile and said, "I walk from the kitchen to the sofa, and by the end of the day, that feels like enough." Have you ever felt like that? A whole day goes by and you realize you've barely moved except from one chair to another. Here's something I want you to know. Every time you choose not to get up, every hour you stay still, you're quietly sending your body a message. You're not needed anymore. And the body believes you. Muscles weaken. Bones become fragile. Balance fades. That's when stairs start to look scary. That's when standing up too fast makes you dizzy. That's when the sidewalk curb becomes a real hazard. But I'm here to tell you something important. It's never too late to start moving again. A study from Harvard University found that just 15 to 30 minutes of walking a day can lower your risk of heart disease by 30% and stroke by 25%. But the most beautiful part, you begin to feel alive again, not just breathing, but truly living. I'm not asking you to go join a gym or run a marathon. All I'm asking is step outside your front door. Out to the porch, then to the gate. Maybe the park. And if you can't go far, walk around the house. If standing is hard, move while sitting. Stretch your legs, lift your knees, roll your ankles. Every little movement is like whispering to your body, "I still need you." Don't give up. I have a patient named George. He's 82. He fell twice in 3 months. After the second fall, he told me, "Doc, I'm afraid to get out of bed. I feel like I'm turning into a dried-up tree." We started with just 5 minutes every morning. Raise the arms, roll the neck, gently bend the knees. Next week, walk around the garden. A month later, he was walking around the block. Today, George walks his dog every afternoon, and he's no longer afraid of falling. I'm not sharing this to be overly inspiring or poetic. I'm telling you this because if George can do it, so can you. Give your body permission to live again. You don't need to do much, just make one small decision each day. When you stand up and take a few steps, you're not just moving your joints, you're telling life itself, "I'm still walking forward." And I truly hope that tomorrow you won't sit too long. You'll get up, because you deserve a life that feels lighter, stronger, and more alive, no matter your age. We'll keep walking this journey together. Don't go anywhere. There's still so much I want to share with you. I'm Dr. William, and you're watching the Senior Health Channel. I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll talk about something familiar, yet often forgotten: sleep. Are you awake right now? Lying in bed, turning for the third, fourth time, listening to the ticking clock while your mind just won't settle. I meet so many people in their 60s and beyond who say, "I can't remember the last time I had a deep, restful sleep. I go to bed at 10, but wake up at 2, and just lie there, eyes wide open." Have you ever felt that way, I'd guess? Yes, because sleep, something that once came so naturally, can start to feel like a distant gift as we grow older. Biologically, after the age of 50, our bodies produce less melatonin. That's the hormone that helps regulate our sleep cycle. And on top of that, many of us deal with nighttime bathroom trips, anxiety, or chronic back pain, all of which make sleep feel as fragile as a single autumn leaf hanging on a tree. I had a patient once, Ellen, age 71, a retired teacher. She told me something that stayed with me. "I'm not afraid of death, doctor. I'm just afraid of lying awake each night staring at the ceiling as if that's my fate now." Give your body permission to live again. You don't need to do much, just make one small decision each day. When you stand up and take a few steps, you're not just moving your joints, you're telling life itself, I'm still walking forward, and I truly hope that tomorrow you won't sit too long. You'll get up, because you deserve a life that feels lighter, stronger, and more alive no matter your age. We'll keep walking this journey together. Don't go anywhere, there's still so much I want to share with you. I'm Dr. William, and you're watching the Senior Health Channel. I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll talk about something familiar, yet often forgotten: sleep. Are you awake right now, lying in bed turning for the third, fourth time, listening to the ticking clock while your mind just won't settle? I meet so many people in their 60s and beyond who say, I can't remember the last time I had a deep, restful sleep. I go to bed at 10, but wake up at 2, and just lie there, eyes wide open. Have you ever felt that way, I'd guess? Yes, because sleep, something that once came so naturally, can start to feel like a distant gift as we grow older. Biologically, after the age of 50, our bodies produce less melatonin. That's the hormone that helps regulate our sleep cycle. And on top of that, many of us deal with nighttime bathroom trips, anxiety, or chronic back pain, all of which make sleep feel as fragile as a single autumn leaf hanging on a tree. I had a patient once, Ellen, age 71, a retired teacher. She told me something that stayed with me. I'm not afraid of death, doctor. I'm just afraid of lying awake each night staring at the ceiling as if that's my fate now. Hearing that, I suddenly realized something. For older adults, poor sleep isn't just a physical issue, it's deeply emotional. A restless night doesn't just leave you tired. It can make you feel down, irritable, forgetful. And what's most concerning, it increases the risk of Alzheimer's, diabetes, and even stroke. So how do we return to restful sleep, not through pills, not by forcing ourselves, but by returning to something softer, something more human? Ourselves. I don't have a one-size-fits-all answer, but I do have a few thoughts I'd like to share with you, not as a doctor, but as an old friend who's spent many nights staring at the ceiling too. You might start by creating a sleep ritual, the way we once soothed our children at bedtime. No phones, no late-night news, just a soft piece of music, a few pages from a good book, or a few deep, slow breaths. Something that gently tells your body it's okay to rest now. Have you ever tried writing down 3 things you're grateful for before bed? A warm cup of tea, a quick call from your daughter, the breeze slipping through the window, just 3 small things, but they might help quiet the mind and loosen the thoughts that keep knocking at midnight. I once read a study from Mayo Clinic. They found that older adults who stick to consistent sleep and wake times, avoid screens for at least an hour before bed, and take time to meditate or journal, they not only sleep more deeply, but also feel less anxious and experience better memory. You see, no sleeping pills required. Just a bit of rhythm, a bit of slowness, and maybe most important of all, a bit of kindness toward yourself. A good night's sleep isn't just luck. It's a well-earned reward for those who protect the peace within their own minds. And if tonight you find yourself tossing and turning again, I hope you won't blame your body. Be gentle with it. Try placing your hand over your chest, close your eyes, and whisper softly to yourself, I am safe. I am resting. I deserve to sleep in peace. I'm Dr. William, and I'll always be here with you in these quiet, tender moments. If you're trying to sleep better, leave a comment. I want to hear from you because you're not alone on this journey. And I hope to see you in the next video, where we'll talk about something just as important, how to eat in a way that nourishes aging, not just sustains it. You know, I've met many older adults who start their day with, well, nothing. No breakfast, not even a sip of water. Just a quick cup of coffee followed by silence. And when I ask them why they skip breakfast, they usually smile and say, I'm just used to it. Or, I'm not hungry in the morning. Or sometimes more quietly, I live alone. What's the point of cooking? But here's the truth: when you skip a healthy meal, especially breakfast, you're sending your body a message: you don't need nourishment today. And over time, your body starts to believe it. I once treated a patient, Frank, 76 years old. He was admitted to the hospital feeling exhausted, dizzy and unsteady on his feet. We ran all the tests. His heart was fine. His blood pressure, normal. Finally, I asked him, "What did you eat this morning?" He looked at me and said, "I haven't eaten anything, doctor, not since last night." And that one sentence gave me the answer: low blood sugar from skipping meals. After age 50, our bodies need steady fuel to function. Not just to have energy, but to keep blood sugar balanced, the brain sharp, and the heart running smoothly. When you skip a meal, especially breakfast, your brain doesn't get enough glucose and suddenly you're tired, irritable, can't concentrate. And when this becomes a pattern, you open the door to unwelcome guests like malnutrition, osteoporosis, diabetes, and even depression. Now listen, I know there are days when you just don't feel like cooking. I've had those mornings too. But remember this: a healthy meal doesn't have to be complicated. A slice of whole grain toast with some avocado, a banana with a few almonds, a warm cup of milk with a spoonful of oats. That's it. And just like that, you've sent a different message to your body: I care about you. Have you ever wondered why we teach young children to eat on time, eat well, but as older adults we so often forget to do the same for ourselves? Maybe, when no one is around to remind us, we slowly forget how to show ourselves love. I have a small habit. Each morning I choose something to nourish me, not just my body, but my spirit too. That's how I start my day. Not with deadlines, not with breaking news, but with something that reminds me life is still worth living. I'm not asking you to eat a lot. I'm just asking you to eat with intention. Not just to fill your stomach, but to strengthen your life. Not just to live long, but to live well. Try this tomorrow. Prepare a small, simple breakfast. Sit down. No phone. Just eat and breathe. You might be surprised how gently your body says thank you. You deserve to be nourished every single day, not just when someone is there to remind you, but even when it's just you, quietly alone, because in the end, you are the only one who can truly care for yourself, starting with that first meal of the day. Love your stomach. It's your silent timekeeper, your lifelong companion. Don't wait until it cries out in hunger to shove something quick inside. Give it a gentle, nourishing beginning, and you'll be surprised how much brighter the rest of your day feels. I'll see you again in the next episode, where we'll talk about a habit that seems harmless, but silently strains your heart and joints every day: not drinking enough water. When was the last time you truly, intentionally drank a full glass of water? Not just with your pills, not in a rush, but sat down, held a cool, clear glass in your hand and drank slowly as if it were a gift you were giving yourself. I once had a patient well into his 70s. He often felt dizzy, off balance, and unusually tired by late afternoon. We ran every test we could think of. Heart fine, blood pressure normal. Nothing seemed out of place. Then I asked him a simple question. "How much water do you drink in a day?" He chuckled and said, "Well, I drink when I feel thirsty." And right then I knew what was going on. You see, after age 50, our sense of thirst begins to fade. The body no longer sends those urgent alerts like it used to, so we think we're doing okay until the signs begin to whisper. A fatigue you can't explain, dry skin, cracked lips, light headaches, mild dizziness, less frequent urination, darker urine, and worse, risks of kidney stones, diabetes, even brain fog or confusion. I'm not exaggerating. Dehydration doesn't just dry out your skin, it slows your body down from the inside. Picture this. Your body is a garden. Your blood is the stream that waters every leaf, every root, and water is the source of life for that stream. Without it, the flow becomes sluggish, and the garden begins to dry up, not all at once, but slowly, silently. You won't see it immediately, but you'll feel it in that lingering tiredness in your hazy memory, in the heaviness of your heartbeat each morning. Many of the falls I've seen in older adults weren't caused by weak legs, but by dehydration that led to a sudden drop in blood pressure. Sometimes one glass of water at the right moment can save you a night in the emergency room. You don't have to force yourself to drink 2 liters of water every day like the internet says, but you can build a habit I call drinking water with love. Try this. Keep a small water bottle by your favorite chair. Use your favorite mug, maybe that one your grandchild painted for you. Add a few slices of fruit. Lemon berries, what? It's not just easier to drink. It also invites you to slow down, to enjoy the moment. I have a special glass I use, I call it my health glass, and every time I take a sip, I don't just think about quenching my thirst. I think, this is the smallest thing, but maybe the most important thing I can do today to grow old with kindness. You don't need to change everything all at once. Just begin like this. A glass of water when you wake up. One more before lunch and a small sip before bed. That's not just water. That's a promise, a quiet message to your body. I'm still here. I still care. I'm tending to this garden I never want to leave. I'm Dr. William, and I believe healing often begins with the smallest things. A deep night's sleep, a kind meal, a timely sip of water. And you, yes, you watching this, you deserve all of it. Food is a strange thing. It can be a memory, a joy, a comfort. But sometimes it can also be a sweet, silent knife, slowly cutting into the heart, the liver, the kidneys, without you even noticing. I once had a patient, her name was Dolores, 68 years old. During her visit, she told me with a smile, "I don't eat that much, Doc. Just a little something at night, a few cookies, some ice cream, maybe a few slices of cold cuts." She laughed when she said it. But her lab results, they didn't laugh. High blood sugar, elevated cholesterol, fatty liver. You see, we don't fall ill in a single day. We fall ill slowly, one small food choice at a time. Every bag of chips adds another bump to your blood pressure. Every can of soda pulls you closer to diabetes. Every slice of fatty meat plants a quiet seed of heart disease. Now, I'm not here to blame food. I understand. Eating a cookie when you're lonely, munching on roasted nuts while watching TV, craving a bit of ice cream late at night, that's part of being human. But when those foods turn into habits, they're no longer friends. They become slow thieves, stealing your strength day by day. We have to ask ourselves, what makes me feel truly alive? A donut, or the ability to walk 30 minutes without feeling tired? Do I eat to satisfy a craving, or to nourish my life? I'm not asking you to give up everything you love. I'm just inviting you to start swapping things out gently, slowly. Instead of chips, try walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Instead of red meat every day, enjoy salmon or chicken breast. Instead of soda, try water with slices of fresh fruit. These small repeated swaps can rebuild your body from the inside out. I once asked a patient of mine, if your health collapses, who will carry the pain for you, who will take the pills in your place? He was quiet for a long time. Then he said softly, "No one. It's me. It's only me." And that's why I made this video. Not to scare you, but to remind you that you still have the power to choose. You've already lived more than half of your life. So let the second half not be controlled by unhealthy food. Let your taste buds serve your life, not your habits, and start not by cutting everything out, but by loving the foods that help you feel lighter, sleep better, and walk stronger. I won't tell you it's an easy path, but I will say this: your body will thank you meal by meal. If you're thinking I'm too old to change, let me remind you, the next meal is still yours. The decision is still yours, and life is still waiting for you to nourish it. I'm William, and in our next video we'll talk about something that too often gets overlooked. Sleep, and why poor sleep is the quiet enemy of aging well. Have you ever laid in bed, eyes shut, but your mind runs like a wild horse that refuses to rest? You're not alone. I've worked with thousands of people over 60, and what they say most isn't, "I'm sick." It's, "I'm tired, I'm drained, I can't remember the last time I had a deep, peaceful sleep." Poor sleep isn't just something older people have to put up with. It's an SOS signal from your body saying, "Please let me rest," but too many ignore it. They sip another coffee, watch one more episode, push through the day as if exhaustion is just part of getting old. But here's what I want you to know. Sleep isn't just when the body shuts down. It's when your brain repairs, your heart relaxes, your immune system builds the warriors it needs to protect you. Missing sleep, even just an hour or two each night, can increase your risk of high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, memory loss, depression, falls due to imbalance, and most worryingly, shortened lifespan. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this so you'll know you deserve to sleep deeply, not with sleeping pills, but through a gentle preparation you give yourself each night. One of my patients, George, used to be a surgeon. After retiring, he struggled with insomnia for 2 full years. He tried everything: melatonin prescriptions, sleep music, but in the end, it was the small lifestyle changes that saved his sleep. He turned off the TV after 8 p.m. He wrote down 3 things he was grateful for every night. He meditated for 5 minutes, no more. And he went to bed at exactly 10 p.m. every night. After 3 weeks, he told me, "I no longer fear the night. I look forward to it because it's when I finally let go." See, sleep is the purest gift of nature, but it's also a gift we have to learn how to receive, not chase. Here's what you can try. Take a warm bath an hour before bed. Listen to soft, wordless music. Write down your worries and fold them away. Leave them outside the bedroom. Don't bring your battles to bed. Let your bed be a safe haven, not a battlefield of thoughts. You've spent a lifetime caring for others, carrying silent pressures year after year. But now, what you truly need isn't more responsibility. It's rest, real rest. Let night come and let yourself breathe easy like a child. No tension, no weight, just sleep. And may your dreams be kind. I'm Dr. William, and I truly hope you'll learn to love your sleep the way you love this precious life. Don't let sleeplessness become what you're used to. Let deep sleep become your new habit starting tonight. You deserve deep rest, every night, every day. Have you ever spent the whole morning sitting, then the whole afternoon, and by the time evening comes you suddenly realize, "I haven't gotten out of this chair all day"? I know that feeling, because I've been there, and because I see it every day in my work. It's not because people are lazy. It's because day after day the body gets used to stillness, and before you know it, stillness becomes a lifestyle, a quiet habit that wears away at your health without you even noticing. You know, after age 50, if you don't move regularly, your body starts losing 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year. By the time you're 70, many people have lost 30 to 40% of the strength they had at 40. And that's not just about feeling weaker. It affects your balance. It increases your risk of falling. It slows down your recovery from illness. The body is like a machine. If it doesn't move, it rusts. I once asked a gentleman 82 years old, strong and steady, "What's your secret?" He smiled and said, "I take a walk every morning. Just 20 minutes. Not much, but I never skip it. That's the key. You don't have to move a lot. You just can't let your body stay still for too long." I treated a woman named Eleanor. She was 74. She fell in the kitchen just from turning too quickly. It wasn't her heart. It wasn't a stroke. It was simply this: her muscles had lost their flexibility, because she hadn't moved much in years. Did you know that sitting for more than 6 hours a day significantly increases your risk of early death, even if you eat well? Research shows just 5 minutes of light movement every hour can extend your life and slow down aging. So here's where you can begin. Set a timer every 60 minutes, stand up and stretch. After meals, walk around the house a few times. In the morning, do 5 minutes of gentle stretching, play soft music, and sway your shoulders like you did when you were young. Instead of lying on the couch watching TV, sit upright, or try gentle pedaling if you have a stationary bike. You don't need a gym. You just need the awareness that you still have the right to be strong. I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now. Maybe you're 75, maybe 85. You're still walking strong, no cane. You're still going to the market, tending the garden, traveling with your grandkids. That dream starts today, with one small decision. To get up from your chair, even just for 5 minutes. You're not too old to move. You just need to start gently. Not for the sake of looks, but for the sake of life. Not to look younger, but to keep doing what you love. I'm William, and I'm not asking you to run a marathon. I just hope you'll take one more step every day, because every step you take is a step away from aging, away from illness, and a step closer to living with strength, freedom, and peace. There's a saying I love. We don't fall because of one big storm. We fall because of the tiny cracks we didn't notice. Health is the same way. I've met so many people after 60 who say, I feel fine. I don't hurt anywhere. I still get around okay. And then they say, why go to the doctor? It's a waste of money. But that feeling of being fine, sometimes it's just the calm before the storm. One of my former patients, Mr. Thomas, he was 67, retired, healthy, walked every morning. He told me he never saw a doctor unless something hurt. But one morning he fainted in his front yard. When we brought him to the hospital, he found out he had high blood pressure for over 5 years, and his kidneys had already started to take damage. I didn't blame him, but I felt sad, because if he had just done one yearly checkup, all of this could have been prevented. Imagine yourself 10 years from now, 75 or 85 years old. You're still walking steadily, no cane. Still going to the market, tending your garden, traveling with your grandkids. That dream starts with a step today. A simple choice to stand up even for just 5 minutes. You're not too old to move. You just need to begin gently. Not to get fit for looks, but to stay alive with strength. Not to impress anyone, but to keep doing the things you love. I'm William. I'm not asking you to run marathons. I just hope you'll take one more step every day, because every step you take is a step away from aging, from illness, and toward a more independent, peaceful life in your older years. There's a quote I often think of. We don't fall because of one big storm. We fall because of the little cracks we never noticed. And your health is just like that. Many people after 60 still feel okay. No pain, still moving, eating fine. And they say, I feel healthy. Why waste money going to the doctor? But that I feel fine feeling might just be the silence before the storm. I once had a patient, Mr. Thomas, 67 years old. Healthy, retired, took a walk every morning. He used to say he never saw a doctor unless something hurt. But one day, he collapsed in his yard. At the hospital, we discovered he had high blood pressure for over 5 years, and his kidneys had already started to suffer. I didn't blame him, but I did feel sad, because if he had just gone for one routine checkup a year, that could have all been prevented. You see, getting regular checkups isn't something for the weak. It's something smart people do. It's not just about finding problems, it's about preventing them before they start. Let me give you a few examples. High blood pressure often has no symptoms, but if you don't catch it, it slowly damages your heart, your eyes, and your kidneys. Early-stage diabetes doesn't hurt, but it quietly harms your nerves, your eyes, and your blood vessels. Prostate cancer or colon cancer. They can show no signs at all in the early stages. And guess what? 90% of colon cancer cases can be treated if caught early, but who's going to catch it if you don't get checked? I know. Some people avoid the doctor because they're afraid of what they might find. But let me tell you this. Knowing early doesn't make you weak. It gives you control. It gives you a chance to heal while you still can. And honestly, regular checkups don't take that much time. A quick blood pressure check, a simple blood test, a 20-minute chat with your doctor, and that could give you years of healthy life in return. Think of it this way. Getting a checkup is a gift, from you to you, and also to the people who love you. You get checked, so your children and grandchildren don't have to worry. You get checked, so you still have the energy to travel to dance at your grandson's wedding, or to replant that flower bed you love. You do it because you still want to live, not just survive. I'm Dr. William, and I want to gently remind you of this. Your body is speaking to you every day, but are you listening? Next time you have a checkup scheduled, please, don't delay. It's not a burden. It's wisdom. It's the kind of love that starts with taking care of yourself. Regular checkups aren't just about finding disease. They're about preventing something far worse from ever arriving. Coming up next, negative thinking, the silent illness that quietly damages your health after 60. In this episode, we'll go deep into the world of mental wellness, the quiet captain steering your ship through life, often overlooked, but absolutely essential. The words will be soft, honest, and healing, just like a good conversation between two old friends. Have you ever thought, I'm not useful anymore? I'm just waiting for my time to come. At this age, what's the point of changing anything? If you've ever had those thoughts, I want you to know something I understand. And you're not alone. I've met many people who've felt the same way. But that doesn't mean life is over. Not at all. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant seeds of hope and positivity, weeds will grow on their own. Worry, regret, shame, emptiness. And the scariest part, when you believe you're weak, your body starts to feel weaker. When you believe you're useless, your heart shrinks in. When you lose your sense of purpose, life quietly starts to fade. But you know what studies have shown? People with a more positive mindset live longer, recover faster from illness, and are less likely to suffer memory loss. Not because they didn't go through hard times, but because they chose to think differently. I once treated a woman named Helen, 72 years old, a widow living alone. When she came to see me for the first time, she said, "I feel like a shadow. I eat alone, sleep alone. Every day just feels empty." I didn't prescribe her any medication. I simply said, try writing down one thing you're still grateful for every morning, and call an old friend once a week. 6 months later, she came back, smiling gently. "I don't feel invisible anymore, doctor." That's the quiet magic of growing older. You get to slow down to begin again, not with money, not with career, but with your soul. I want you to gently ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that makes me feel alive? Who's someone I can text, even just to say good morning? Am I being kind to myself in the way I think every day I'm Dr. William? And I want you to remember this. Growing old isn't the winter of life. It's autumn, golden, ripe, quiet, but still full of life if you're willing to light up your mind from within. Don't let negativity steer your ship into dark waters. Choose light, choose kindness, and believe this. Every new day is a chance for your mind to begin healing. A healthy body is only half the story. A healthy mind, that's what makes life whole.